Baby, come on, dumb. Baby, I am also dangerous.
See, unexpected.
Dangerous.
What's up, guys? We're back for another episode of Sidewalk Talk EDM Reacts. I'm Kenan.
I'm Kyle.
We wanted to say thank you guys so much for having us. We read all of your feedback on the comments and we take all of it to heart and we try our best to bring you the best type of music reviews that we can. Again, we're producers, so we do like to add a little bit of analytics to our stuff as far as like, mix breakdowns, how it sounds on the master and everything like that. So for all you producers out there that really appreciate that, that's awesome. But we'll also just try to come from like an objective type of listener standpoint as well, just from like enjoyability and everything. So if you guys do have more feedback for us and everything, feel free to drop it in the comments. We love reading that stuff and we will continue to grow and get better with you guys.
And we recognize that you guys have a lot of suggestions regarding songs. So this episode, the last 5 songs are going to be chosen by you guys.
So that's what we're going to start doing from now on. That way you guys feel like you're a whole part of this thing as well.
Yeah.
We're really excited to listen to the stuff that you guys are suggesting for us.
For sure. And if you guys are watching right now and you heard some cool songs over the past couple weeks, comment below and we'll try and add them for the following weeks.
First up on our list is going to be Potion by Calvin Harris with Dua Lipa and Young Thug. I feel like he's really been getting into this whole organic instrument type vibe, electric guitar, slap bass. I wasn't expecting the speed or the BPM of the song to be this quick. I love that little funk wah guitar in the background. Gives a nice little groove to it.
This is a cool verse.
Mix is perfect. Top line is breathing, so it gives the song a chance to just chill.
Percussion's really fun.
Yeah.
That right hand tom
has such an interesting effect on Young Thug's voice. What is that? It's like a phaser? It's got really cool ambient details in the background. It's delayed, eighth notes. Yeah. I really like that song. I thought that was really good. Very reminiscent of what he's already done, which is cool because he's sticking with his flow and his style and what works. And having these mainstream pop artists on his track, I think really drove that. And the mix was great. Great for radio. Really, really fun song. I don't really have anything bad to say about it. It executed its purpose.
Lack of transitional effects. There we go.
Except for that. Maybe just that ending part. Cool. On to the next one.
All right, next up we got Sweet Dreams Are Made of This by Rezz and fucking Sid.
Or FK and Sid.
Something
we looked
like that.
everywhere how to pronounce this girl's name. If it is fucking Sid, you gotta bleep us out. If it's not, it's FKNSYD. But we did find that her name is Sydney. She had a track with Kraish a couple years ago, and I love that song. I'm excited about this. I haven't heard this one yet.
I heard that one.
It's a really
let's
good track.
Get it.
All right. Oh, this is just a cover of Sweet Dreams. Ooh. Very glassy vocal. Love how falsetto and emotional it is. Okay.
A rolling Rezz bass right there.
Yeah. I love the tonality of this. Ooh,
that was pretty sick.
The sidechain is great. The transition was perfect. Dropped into a nice minimal mid-tempo. Very on brand for Rezz. I like this. I do think that verse 2 should have had a little bit something different.
Yeah, it needs to be some like attention-grabbing, like lead coming in here.
Ooh. I'm liking this playlist so far. Adding to the playlist. See, look, hear that transition? A nice little reverse reverb tail.
I was gonna say that earlier.
All right, the next song we got is "Perfect Melody" by Jonas Blue and Julian Peretta. I thought this was gonna be like the intro to Bewitched. Classic Jonas Blue, happy-go-lucky house music, slap house.
I like the harmony melody right there with the vocal.
Yeah, that was really cool.
Oh, I like this. That was a great transition into the pre.
Yeah. And then it went minimal.
The harmony into it and
yes, it's slap house, and yes, slap house has been like overdone like crazy over the past year. But I feel like he added a little bit of different aspects to it.
The great thing about this is we've been listening to it for a minute and a half now. I feel like we can just hum and sing with it already.
Yeah. Arrangement, perfect. Vocals sound really nice. The mix down is really nice.
Bridge, here we go.
Very chill song.
And cut. Oh, I like that. Next, we got Back Again with Loot.
Loot
by Cheat Codes, Loot, and Emma Love. Emma Love.
Cheat Codes, let's get it.
Let's
Love these
go.
guys.
Funny seeing you here.
The reverse piano with it.
It's
Transitions.
Essential.
Typical house, like piano type of progression.
See, we broke up for like 100 million different reasons.
See, like, that kick hits hard. Like, this is like, this is gonna drive a crowd way better. I really like this top line. Okay, progressive house.
Just came in a little loud for the second verse. But I like this. This is fun.
Yeah, it's fun. Great vibey song to like have fun with your friends at a festival and just everyone jumping around singing the melody.
Fun, super good mix for the most part other than that, and yeah,
Great
listen,
track.
chill.
Great track. Cool. Very excited about this one. This is Blessing Me with Pa Salu and Skillabang by Mura Masa. I've been a huge fan of Muramasa. I think this guy has some of the best percussion in the game.
Yeah, he does.
Minimalistic productions, but his perk game is insane. I mean, like, I don't even know what to say. Everything he comes out with is incredible. Ooh,
I like that
was
ping
sick.
pong delay right there. Yeah.
Mura Masa, they give him the energy.
I just love this, like,
Baby, why you tempting me? She tell me, baby, can you?
a little bit of dance hall.
Baby, come on, don't me. Baby, how you move so dangerous?
See, unexpected. This is like
Very
where
well
music
played,
should
yes.
be going these
Baby, why
days.
you blessing me? Why you tempting me? Baby, don't worry.
I feel like Afro pop, dance hall is like really making a move right now.
Baby, why you blessing
Especially with that one TikTok song,
Baby, why you tempting me?
oh,
Love
yeah.
Nuan TV or whatever.
Me, baptize me. Me love it, then I like jalopy. Wet up your
I want to see a choreography to this.
slap up your
Yeah. Dude.
Unexpected kick hits.
Coca-Cola shape and
The bass is like perfect kick-bass relationship here. Ooh, that pan.
Love see you want a French kiss.
dancehall percussion, but the kick is just very hip hop.
Yeah, it's like a muted kick with like a really nice. This is like you're cruising in your car.
Yeah.
It's like 11 p.m. You're on your way to the club. You're about to go hard that night. You got table service, bottles of Hypnotic all around.
And then your friend in the passenger seat's just going like this.
Yeah, and you look at them because you know they never heard this song. You're like, what do you think of that? What do you think? It's like, yeah. Mura Masa does it again. I don't know what to say. That was really cool.
Yeah.
Not so much. I wouldn't even call that EDM. That was just like very forward thinking, Afro pop, hip hop, like awesome song.
All right, next up we got Fragments by Illenium, originally by Illenium, Natalie Taylor, and Last Heroes, and it's actually the Last Heroes remix, Fragments.
Your photographs are not on my wall anymore.
Liking it already.
Even though they're gone,
High
still
energy.
remember it all. I can't help myself. I can't recall.
I would have liked to kick there, just at least like boom.
In
These guys got their wall of sound down. I wonder if that's a sample or they played that, the guitar.
Ooh. Super full. The vocal cuts right through when it needs and then just goes away.
Ooh, that was a nice little...
Yeah.
Alrighty, boys and gals. The next one we got is Work My Body. This is by Nicky, Romero.
I didn't know we were doing accents now.
Yeah, we're gonna do the accents, boy.
This is starting out heavy.
This is like trap vibes. Oh, there's
It's
the house
not.
beat. Yeah. I heard the rave saw riser and I was like, okay.
Just any offbeat hat, I'm just like, yeah.
Ooh. It is kind of like Psytrance, but like slightly
It's
different.
more house, like
It's got like
I think
techno vibes, minus the hats.
the kick's too thumpy. It's too low end. Techno's all just like mid kick. There's nothing punching you in the chest.
But like that sign plus transcape that he's got
Yeah.
going.
Sound design wise and sound selection, it's kind of like all over the place, but I think it pairs well with each other right now.
Ooh. This hits hard. Mix is perfect. Kick
The
is thumping.
claps are sick. They sound so nice.
This is something I could see Julian Gray playing now. It was really cool.
Yeah.
Really cool. I like that a lot. Very nostalgic, reminiscent of a lot of like older style. All right, guys, we got our boy Reaper putting out another one called Coach. I'm very excited because this guy has just been coming out with the heavy hitting D&B with the nasty mid basses.
I may have to turn this one up a little bit.
Drum and bass was born, and it was inspected.
Expected or inspected?
If it had been soft, teaching them never to
So it's playing like the tritonal
Yeah.
keys
like
right
the
there. In music theory, there's this thing called tritonal. So it's like the devil, like evil.
Drum and bass coach, let him have it.
Crazy dynamics. Wow, that mid bass like drop kicking me in the chest.
Super phasey, distorted vocal. Like,
I wasn't expecting that to hit as hard as it did from the intro.
no.
It was like a pleasant surprise.
You knew what was gonna come, but you didn't. It was just sudden.
Yeah, that's a fat mix. That was
That
a fat
was.
bass.
Yeah.
That was really cool.
All right, up next we got Growing Wild by Ray, Volpe, and Maya Marie.
I heard that Ray Volpe's unreleased ID, I think it's called Laser Beam, was like the #1 played song at EDC this year. Wild. Ooh, love the soundscape already.
Very wide vocals.
Very harsh too. Needs de-essing. I like how he did like a formant shift on the vocals, kind of different. He's got that clipped kick, which has been like huge of recent. Ooh.
Harmony's cool.
Yeah. Ooh, fake out.
I like this one. Yeah. I would have liked that to go on a little longer.
I know. I specifically like the second part of the drop too, when he starts throwing in those like those drones. Really cool.
All right.
I really like that song. Really, really liked it. All right, guys. The next song is "Trash" by Morata. Just judging by the track name, it's gonna be heavy. Morata is known for like throwing down, so let's see what he's bringing to the table today.
This is a cool atmosphere here.
I like the LFO'd like white noise.
Yeah.
Like the percussion. Cool. Felt like there could have been more mids there to transition into these rave saws.
No low end, no sub or anything right now.
Yeah. Which means he's gonna bring it on the drop. Oh, I don't know about this second part.
I like this lead a lot,
This
though.
part's a little bit more minimal. That was cool. Not my favorite dubstep drop. Felt like it didn't have as much pump as I would have liked it to. That was random.
Could have been like a sub drop just right in there for that transition of the build.
The top end portion of the second part of the drop is just a little too loud, so it makes it sound so different from the first half, or like just muddy.
Kind of an all over track. Like, I don't really get that
Unexpected.
section.
Is this how it's gonna end?
Yeah.
Hey,
They went straight into the drop, from the drop, and just goes into that.
very confusing. The drops are cool. I don't feel like the verses were super coherent. The intro was dope. I like that ambience. I like what he brought in. But then there was like no mids or like lows.
Yeah, I think the intention behind behind a lot of it was just kind of all over the place.
Easy song to transition between for another track, which might just have been the purpose. It's like,
Maybe.
who cares about the verses? It's a drop type song. So
Yeah,
like,
people don't really care about anything else other than the drop when it comes to dubstep and rhythm.
which
for
is
the most
sad because
part.
you could do so much with those sections. You could literally level up your like. I'm not a fan of drop mentality. Like just skip everything and just go straight to the drop. Because for me, it's like you're talking about
the majority
minute,
of your song.
a minute that you're focusing on out of a 3 minute, like 2.5 minute song.
Yeah.
Everything else, like, it's not just about just do it just to get it out there and like have something there. Like, I think it's important to like, that's a part of artistry, right? Like, it's a part of being able to express certain parts, have like a dynamic relationship between the verses and the drops, bring a full coherent like vibe. Like I felt like there could have been like a little bit of foreshadowing happening earlier to bring in some of the sounds that he was using in the drop, just to give this whole thing like,
Yeah.
you know, wrap it up with a bow, call it a day. That way it looks like it was all meant to be in the same place. And I think this song was, well, I mean, the title's called Trash, so it's almost like he literally just took a bunch of garbage, dumped it out, and whatever was there, and just
I think it was just in the sections outside of the drop was just thin. It was just thin. There wasn't much substance.
Yeah.
There wasn't sonically. It was lacking elements in the mid to low end to fill it out a little bit more. And then yeah, in the drop, that second section did take me. I really liked the first lead a lot.
yeah.
That was really cool. But then he brought in the higher one, and that was just a little too much. Next up, we got Won't Make a Sound by Arm & Hammer, NERVO, and Mika Martin.
Or Micah.
Micah.
I like the vintage
Yeah.
nature on the guitar. A little too much distortion on the vocal.
Vocals overpower the instrumental.
Sounds better here in the higher register. Uh-oh.
Going back to our old screamo days.
Under Oath vibes once again.
Sounds full. Vocals are a little too loud, a little harsh with the
I feel like we could have
distortion.
like a sub here, something like starting to like
Yeah.
a nice Reese.
A night, you know I like a good Reese. You know how to get me going.
Reese's. I like the cinematic
Just
drums.
detune saws. Let's do it. That sounds nice.
Snare has no like low mid. It's just like purely like 800 hertz above. And when you guys listen, focus on that snare. You'll notice it's not making you want to like pop forward. Even the kick could like have a more of a
Yeah.
transient.
There's not much to it.
So comparing this to the Last Heroes track, the Last Heroes one like went way harder.
Kick's gonna be coming in right through everything,
Yeah.
punching you in the chest. And then, yeah. Rim shot.
I like the rim shot. I like the vocal itself. I'm not crazy about the processing on it. I also feel like there's so much going on in the mix that there's a little bit too much mud and less clarity. Because like this right here, if there was more Reese and more bass, then it could have been so much more epic. Like you're feeling it in your chest, it's starting to get washed out in the build-up. Oh, this is cool. I mean, good song. Kind of like, you know, a classic type of, you know, melodic dubstep type of track. I think that the mix could have been a little bit better to make it hit harder and really like...
Totally agree.
You know, from a general listening standpoint, you guys probably aren't focusing on things like the mix, and you just hear like these walls of sound, and they all, for the most part, feel generally the same to you. But if you like, if you actually, not if you're even focusing, like if you watch a crowd that's listening to a song and you see them going so much harder, it's because the music is actually making them move that way, right? The way that the kick shines through, the way that the snare shines through, it gives them cues of like where they are in the song and the hits and what it's doing, and there's a little bit more clarity.
How they're supposed to react.
Exactly. Like, it literally moves your body. So when your mix isn't on point, it can take away from that. Like, you're not going to feel as much of an inclination to headbang real hard when you feel like the snare is just barely giving you anything, because it's not as satisfying. This last song is called Corrupted File I by Inhuman. So it probably got corrupted at one point or something, and they just kept that as the song name.
I don't know, but it's kind of cool.
It is pretty cool.
Let's check it out.
Let's check it. I've never heard Inhuman before. Ooh. Eerie horror.
That was cool.
Organic drums. Sounds like a real set.
I really like those glitches. Could have thought they used a little more of a riser.
This reminds me of Demonize. This could have been like, the sub needs to hit harder here.
Yeah.
See, as you guys can notice, like, we're trying to get into the song, but it's not making us bop as much. Because the kick and snare are there, but everything in between, it's like super, super low on the spectrum.
Yeah, it's a little muddy with the bass. So you can't...
It feels like a clean sine sub that's got too much mud between 100 and 200, so it's just like, it's not giving us that full impact. This is
like
really
this
loud. This sounds good, but like relative to the drop, it feels so loud.
I wonder if it's a key that he wrote it in. It doesn't sound like...
We're pulling out the piano roll, guys.
Yeah, it's not...
You gotta turn it on. Scooch back. Yeah. Right. D sharp. D sharp. It needs more harmonics on the sub. Either you can manually put those in,
with a clean sine.
yeah, or a little bit of like targeted distortion.
Turn away from God.
A lot of really cool elements.
Symbols, yeah.
So this is like that metal step, you know? Very like metallic, industrial. It's definitely a corrupted file.
Glitches were really cool. There's some really sweet elements in it.
Yeah, but missed the bill on the most important part of the track, right? It's just getting that sub to be a little bit louder, more harmonic tones, and opening up the mids on the track, because it was a lot of that scratchy, like glitchly, like but like not much to give you like the feeling like bass is hitting you every single time and making you want to move. All right, guys, song of the week. You want to do the announcement?
No, let's just do it together.
1, 2, 3. Blessing me. See, this is why I said let's do it.
All right, 1, 2, 3.
Blessing Me
by Mura Masa.
Yeah. With Pasalu.
I just don't know how to pronounce them.
And Skillabang.
There we go.
Muramasa, you killed it, dude. I don't know what to say. You did awesome.
Yeah,
Thank you.
It was a great job.
For blessing me with that song.
Yes.
That was our week of EDM Reacts. Thank you guys so much for listening again. We really appreciate you guys. Keep posting feedback and everything like that in the comments if you have any.
Yeah, don't forget, if you're listening to any songs in the future weeks that you have listened to, let us know in the comments below. Again, we're going to be taking 5 tracks that you guys recommend, and we'll be putting them into the next week's.
And before we forget, guys, so like you said, we are producers. I do dance pop music, and I just released one of our first original track since our rebrand from going from the bass music scene. It's called Run With You. It's featuring one of our good friends, Ty Black. Gina will post the link down there in the caption portion for you guys. So if you like dance pop, you want to hear a good song, summer vibes, give it a listen. Thank you guys so much. Peace.